Hi, I'm Shah from Revenue Breakthrough, and this is the Make More Money series. Today we're going to talk about 3 ways you can structure your time between Christmas and New Year's to make sure that in January you are ahead of the game and not exhausted and feeling overwhelmed and behind. So step 1. First, I want you to make sure that you block out the little pieces of time that you're going to be working. So it might be that you're stealing away the hours between 9 and 10 from your family to go get some work done. Or maybe you're getting up a little bit earlier and you're working from 7 to 8. Or maybe you're going to do a little bit of work between 3 and 4 while the kids are sleeping or the kids are playing. But I want you to plan ahead. For some of you, it might look like on the 27th or on the 28th, you're going to take a half a day and do some work at that time. But the most important piece is that you know ahead of time when you're going to be working, and that you communicate with your family and your friends and yourself so that you can stay accountable to it. And I also want you to be totally honest. If you're somebody who's got maybe college kids that are at home or family members that you haven't seen in a long time, maybe you're not going to do any work at all during that time, and you're going to just take some time during the first week of January to catch up and get ahead. That's okay too. Just be really clear and honest with yourself. Step 2. Step 2 is whatever block of time you have decided before you sit down to work. So if you're working from 9 to 10, it's really important that you decide what you're going to work on before you open your computer. Because otherwise you will drift. You will drift from activity to activity, and whatever you thought was going to take an hour ends up taking 3 hours. And it's so much worse for you to take 3 hours when you have loved ones waiting, when you're listening to them playing in the background, and you become irritated with yourself because you've taken yourself out of a family situation to do something that you thought was important, but now you've wasted precious time and energy. So do not open your computer and just drift from task to task. Really focus on what is it that I'm getting done and how do I get that done now. That's piece 2. Piece 3 is what do you want to get done? Now, I think that specifically we're talking about the holiday period here. And one of the most important things that you can do during this holiday period is get ahead of the game. So the best way I think to get ahead is batch processing. So if you're somebody that writes newsletters, I want you to write all 4 of your newsletters for January or January and February at the same time. If you're somebody that does a video every week, I want you to shoot 4 videos at the same time in the same session. Because like activities is what I like to say, meaning that your brain works better when it's doing the same activity over and over again. In fact, it actually picks up momentum and you end up being able to do more. If you're teaching, let's say you're teaching a group program in January, work on creating 3 or 4 of the handouts all at once. You will go much, much faster that way. Let's say you're doing a launch in January or February. Work on writing all of the emails in one sitting so that your mind will work faster that way. You'll get yourself into a flow. It is so much easier than having to work on one task after one task after one task. Now, the other reason that this batch processing is so useful and so amazing is for those of you that are really busy during the weeks, like you're full on fulfillment, you're on consulting projects, or maybe you're working on client work, or maybe you're busy creating products and you just don't have time for your marketing. By batch processing everything ahead of time, many of my most successful clients are doing all of their marketing in 2 days. So they're taking 2 days to create all their content, to create their videos, to create their newsletters, to pull their social media posts, and then they're giving it to their team members to go ahead and automate that, putting all of that stuff out on the various channels. This is a fantastic way for you to get ahead of the game. So step 1 is plan your time, right? Make sure you know when you're going to be working over the holiday so that the holiday doesn't end and you're like caught by surprise because you didn't actually get done what you wanted to. And be aware, guys, if you're not going to work at all or you're only going to work one day, have no shame in that. Just be intentional about it. Step 2 is before you open your computer, decide what you're going to work on and only work on that. Do not drift from task to task. Don't let your emails distract you. Focus on that piece. And number 3, and this is just a suggestion of what you could do with your time, is batch process. Whether it be writing newsletter articles, writing social media posts, doing emails, shooting videos, even reaching out to people or creating follow-up emails. Batch processing can really help to get things done faster. Now with that, I know so many of you are in your busiest period ever right now, trying to get everything done before the holidays and taking care of family and getting the house ready and buying Christmas gifts and going to parties. So I send you lots of joy, love, and peace during this busy time. Mwah! And I will see you on the other side of this beautiful holiday and New Year time. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and leave me a comment with any ahas or questions that you have. Also, if you know anyone who would benefit from this video, please share it so that we can continue to change the money conversation on the planet together. And finally, please check out the video description because there's a link there for a free resource that is going to take this learning even further. Thank you so much, and I so appreciate you.